मित्रांनो हा व्लॉग थोडासा खरंच स्पेशल आहे, कारण की आपण आलेलो आहोत आता मेटाच्या ऑफिसला, म्हणजेच इंस्टाग्राम आणि फेसबुकच्या ऑफिसला. आणि तिकडे येऊन आपला आज एक छोटासा इव्हेंट आहे. इव्हेंट छोटासा आहे पण माणसं खूप मोठी मोठी, आणि त्यांच्यासोबत आपण आज रील वगैरे करणार आहे. थोड्याच वेळात आपण रिव्हील करूया. बरेच सारे क्रिएटर्स असणार आहेत आपल्यासोबत. सो थोड्याच वेळात आपण रिव्हील करूया आपण कोणासोबत काय करतो आहे. रेडी? मागे काय ऐकायला येते का? कळतंय ना तुम्हाला? हळूहळू कळत असेल, हळूहळू तुम्हाला कळत असेल. थांबा थोडा वेळ. हा भाई, मग कसं वाटतंय? ओके वाटतंय?
सेकंड टाइम भेटतो.
सेकंड टाइम
तर ओके वाटतं. पहिल्या टाइमला जे होतं ते नाही.
तुला कसं वाटतंय?
चांगलं वाटतं.
हा बा, आता पुसायला लागला काम.
कुठला आहे?
अरे भाई, अभी तो समझा कि नहीं समझा. ऑरेंज ज्यूस गँग पण आलेले आहे, MC स्टॅन पण आलेला आहे. सौरभ आलेले आहे. पब्लिक सगळे थांबलेत, इज्जतीत लहान आपल्या छाण्या बाळ्यासारखे.
The one who has given us countless moments to celebrate and the one who has inspired a generation to take up sports. Please join me in welcoming Sachin Tendulkar.
It's a special feeling because I played all those shots with a cricket bat in my hand, and you play all the shots with a phone in your hand. It's really awesome. You know, it's a different kind of feeling for me as well because अगर आप हमारे shots देखते हो तो हम भी आपके shots देखते हैं. It works both ways. So well done to you guys. It's not just about me. I think हम सब यहाँ पे and we are celebrating this occasion. So a big thank you to all of you. It started in 1983 when I saw India win the World Cup. I said कि एक दिन बड़ा होके मुझे भी ये trophy हाथ में पकड़नी है. It took some time, but the best part was I never lost hope. So a huge honor to be able to represent the country for 24 years.
Thank you so much for giving us all the.
I have someone who wants to join and has a big surprise for you. So I want to call someone who, RJ Praveen. He's one of the most popular content creators from West Bengal, and he has a small surprise he wants to share with you.
How are you?
So before I begin, I just want to say that आपका अग्रेशन कभी वैसे चेहरे पर नहीं दिखा है ना, कि चेहरे पर अग्रेशन नजर आ रहा. तो I just want to say 2 lines before I begin this. कि परिंदे को मंजिल मिलेगी ये यकीनन उनके फैले हुए पर बोलते हैं. वो अक्सर खामोश रहते हैं जमाने में जिनके हुनर बोलते हैं, जमाने में जिनके हुनर बोलते हैं. These lines are for you. सर, तो जो लाइनें थी वो हम सबकी तरफ से, सारे क्रिएटर्स की तरफ से, सारे इंडियंस की तरफ से, these are just for you सर. सिर्फ एक चीज थी और हमेशा रहेगी जो हिंदुस्तान को जोड़ दे. शारजा में उठती आंधी का चुटकी में रुख मोड़ दे. क्या पता था उस तूफान को कि सामने वो खड़ा है जिसके जज्बे में 100 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा लोगों की दुआओं का असर पड़ा है. जब आप और मैं सोते थे रात की खामोशी में ओढ़कर चादर, तो मुंबई के दादर में सांस ले रहे थे क्रिकेट के गॉडफादर. कि 22 गज के बीच 24 सालों की खुशियां थी समाई, और आचरेकर सर के दिए 13 सिक्के बने दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी कमाई. शिवाजी पार्क गवाह था कि अब रचा जाएगा क्रिकेट का नया इतिहास. उम्र छोटी थी और हौसलों का बवंडर था इनके पास. कि जर्सी नंबर 10 जहां खड़े होते रिकॉर्ड्स वहीं से शुरू होते. कि जर्सी नंबर 10 जहां खड़े होते रिकॉर्ड्स वहीं से शुरू होते. 16 नवंबर 2013 को याद कर हम आज भी है रोते, हम आज भी है रोते. पता नहीं सर क्या पावर थी आप में, कि आउट आप होते और टीवी हमारे यहां बंद हो जाता, कोई कितना भी नास्तिक क्यों ना हो, पर आपकी बैटिंग के वक्त हाथ जोड़कर दुआ जरूर मनाता कि सचिन है तो उम्मीद है, ये आपने विश्वास दिलाया। हमने सिर्फ पढ़ा था किताबों में, पर आपने इम्पॉसिबल को पॉसिबल कर दिखाया कि आपकी बैटिंग के वक्त हमने भारत बंद होते देखा है, टूटते जज्बातों को हमने फिर से जुड़ते देखा है। आपके बैट से भी ज्यादा भारी लोगों की एक्सपेक्टेशंस थी आपसे, आपके बैट से भी ज्यादा लोगों की भारी एक्सपेक्टेशंस थी आपसे। हर बार खरे उतरे आप अपने स्ट्रेट ड्राइव्स की तरफ बिल्कुल आराम से। कि सचिन बनना आसान नहीं, पर बने रहना उससे भी ज्यादा मुश्किल होगा। आप जैसा ना कोई था, ना आगे कोई दूसरा होगा, ना आगे कोई दूसरा होगा। कि जर्सी नंबर 10 जहां खड़े होते, रिकॉर्ड्स वहीं से शुरू होते। 16 नवंबर 2013 को याद कर हम आज भी ये रोते।
मुझे एक्चुअली मेरे फादर की याद आई, क्योंकि मेरे फादर भी पोएट थे, अलॉन्ग विथ बीइंग अ प्रोफेसर ऑफ मराठी, मगर फादर भी लिखते थे। और उस समय तो जो फादर लिखते थे वो मैं अभी क्रिकेटिंग लैंग्वेज में कहूँगा कि बाउंसर जाता था, कुछ पता नहीं मगर ये समझ में आया, एंड इट मीन्स अ लॉट। थैंक यू सो वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर।
कि हम सभी सोचते हैं और हम सभी बहुत कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, मगर जो पोएट्स होते हैं उनका एक स्किल अलग होता है। तो कीप हिटिंग दोस स्ट्रेट ड्राइव्स।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू।
Move to the next section. Can we take a selfie with all the three?
In the background because
चलो मेरे हाथ में भी दो कैमरा।
yes, you
For the next section, I want to call a medalist. Let's invite the talented musician Karan Singh Magic. The New York Times called him the modern-day wizard and was quoted by the GQ magazine as borderline sorcery. Can we have Karan on the stage?
Nice meeting you, sir. I think a couple of times you said something that you're feeling old because all of us are very young. Let me tell you on behalf of everybody, you're younger than all of us. Because our growing up years were spent watching you and trying to be like you, and every man sitting here for sure wanted to be like you
मैं
someday.
सिर्फ राह देख रहा था, कोई तो आके
I could read your mind, sir, I'm telling you. But that's what I do. I do two things. One of them is picking up a thought from somebody's head, figuring out what they're thinking of. The other is planting a thought in someone's head, making them believe that they've had a free choice.
Correct.
When in reality, I think I have influenced them. And I want to show you both those things, and I hope you enjoy. To begin with, let's try this. I think we'll start with the second skill, which is planting a thought in somebody's head. We haven't set anything up. I haven't told you to help me or anything of that sort, correct? We'll try this. Because it's the beginning, and I've just met you, and I'm slightly intimidated also. So I'll try this. I think we can start with a 2-digit number. I know the number 24 is your birthday, and you played a lot of innings which have 2 digits in them. But make it a random 2-digit number. The first one that comes to mind. What would you say?
Sorry?
Say it out.
I need to say
Yeah.
22.
22. And that's the first number that came to mind. There's no way I could have known that he's going to say the number 22, and that ended up in his head. Thank you. Now let's try to get more sort of about your life. Last night when I sat at home and I was doing research for this, I thought I wanted to do something around your hundreds. But it took a really long time because there are a lot of them. So we tried this. I made a list of a few of your best innings. Right? There is a 123 you scored against Pakistan in 2005. There is a 193 against England in 2002. There is a 160 versus New Zealand in 2009. So a lot of different innings that you've played. You're going to think of one of them. Now the reason we've got these here is because if I ask him to think of an innings, I might have seen it online that which innings is his favorite or something like that. It's more important that we end up with an innings which is thought of at random. So we'll do this, sir. Whenever you want, just say stop. Up to you.
Okay.
There. Take that card, look at it, and remember what it says on it. Got it? You remember this innings? Yes? Can you put it back in so that we get rid of it? Perfect. At this point, I want you to think of everything that you remember about this innings. Think of where this was, think of who the opponent was, Think of how many runs you got exactly. Think if you were not out or unfortunately got out as well. Think of whatever this was, everything. I think it might be interesting if we start with the number of runs that he got. Because it's hundreds, the first digit will either be a 1 or a 2. So I'm assuming for the purposes of this is the first digit is a 1. Yes, of your score. Perfect. Let's try to go for the second and third digit now, which I think becomes more interesting and more difficult as well. So think of the second digit of your score in this match. And can you count out loud from 0 to 9? Do that for me. Just count from 0 to 9.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He did something. I was trying to pick up on his body language, and he did something which I think gave it away. People close to the front would have seen that he was nodding every time he said a digit. There was this sense of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and around the 4, 5, 6, 7, the nods became very prominent because I think he became more relaxed. Can you say 0, 1, 2, 3 one more time, please?
0, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, no nodding this time. Just think of whatever the second digit is and imagine it written really big in front of you. Excellent, sir. Can you close your eyes for a second, please? Just close your eyes for a second, please. I will show all of you what I think it is. Don't shout it out. Keep it completely to yourself. I think the second digit of his score was this. I think it was this. So open your eyes. I'm going to ask you to name that number and their reaction will tell you if I got it right or not. What was the second digit?
3.
Would I be right? Do you remember, out of interest, I saw a recent video of yours, and I'm sure a lot of you here would have seen it as well, that somehow you remember every single dismissal in your life. Is that true?
Correct.
Do you remember, just yes or no, do you remember how you got out? Don't tell us, but do you remember? Yes? Okay, imagine you're batting, imagine who the bowler is, imagine them running in, imagine if it's a fast bowler, a slower bowler, a spin bowler, imagine that. Imagine the kind of shot that you're thinking of as well. And not, there is a sense of, imagine it playing out in front of you right now. Imagine that highlight playing out in front of you. Oh, interesting. There is, I think you thought of a ball coming in and you tried to sort of hit there, but I think you got an edge and the ball went in that direction. You tried to hit leg and it went off, correct? Interesting.
Yeah, I tried to hit straight.
Straight, but it got an edge and went towards the off. I think that might be interesting. Think of the bowler, who this was. Think of whoever the bowler was.
I know the bowler and the catcher as well.
You know the catcher as well, okay. Who do you want me to try to figure out, the bowler or the catcher?
The bowler.
The bowler, okay, perfect. Imagine the bowler. I think he says bowler because I think the bowler might be more difficult to figure out than the catcher.
The catcher is more difficult to figure out.
The catcher is more difficult to figure out. Let's try to do both. I'll try to do the bowler first. Think of his name and say that to yourself in your head again and again. Yeah? Nothing, just the first letter of his name. Say that to yourself again. Yeah? As a softer sound that I'm getting, like a C or an S. Go with this. I'm going to write down what I think the name of the bowler was that got him out on that day. I don't want you to look here because I don't want people to think that you're just seeing the way my hand is moving or anything. But I've gotten something. I will show all of you first. Keep it to yourself. Don't shout, don't scream, keep it to yourself. I think this was the bowler who got him out on that day. Sir, I'm going to count to 3, and same thing when I reach 3, you're going to tell everybody the bowler that I got you out, and their reaction will tell you if I got it right or not. 1, 2, 3.
Sachin.
Would I be right in saying, sir, that this was Kot Wasim Akram Board Saklan Mushtaq? Yes! If my memory, so this is more memory than mind reading at this point, this is your innings in 1999. This is your exact score. We know the 1 and 3. Can you just think of the last digit for me? Just think of the last digit. This is 136, yes? Yes. So this is 136 against Pakistan. Kot Wasim Akram Bold Saklan Mushtaq in Chennai in 1999. Yes. I think so, because so many of us are here, it'll be fun to get everybody involved in this as well at this point. Yeah? Who screamed yes? Not you. Well done. So let's try this. All of you have grown up watching Sachin. Just one moment. Yeah? No, that's fine. All of you have grown up watching Sir. You've seen him grow up. You've grown up watching him play. So all of you think of one opponent that he played against. Instead of a team, think of a specific player. Anyone that you want. All of you get a player in mind and start saying that player to yourself, whatever this is, again and again. And I will write down one specific player before we do anything. Let's go with this. I have written something down, sir. I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to ask everybody their personal name. Not the name that they're thinking of, just their personal name. And you will say stop whenever you want. Is that fine? Yeah? What's your name? Amol. Viraj. Aslam. Mayur. Barkha.
Stop.
Barkha. You said stop at Barkha. There's no way I could have known that you would say stop at Barkha, correct? And we didn't plan anything or anything of that sort. Are you okay to stay at Barkha or do you want to change? It's up to you.
I'm okay.
You're okay to stay at Barkha. And Barkha, we haven't set anything up. I know I met you before at some events, but we haven't set anything up. You're thinking of a player that you played against, and there's no way I can know who this is. For the first time, can you tell us the player that you're thinking of?
You want me to
Yeah, say it out loud.
show you what that?
Shoaib Akhtar. That's the player you had. There's a lot of Pakistan happening. We had seconds. And Shoaib Akhtar came in your head. There's no way I could have known that's who he's going to think
My
of.
heart is pounding.
Your heart is pounding. Imagine what's happening to me. Shoaib Akhtar. And sir, you could have said stop anywhere and she could have thought of anybody. For example, if you went to Viraj, who were you thinking of?
One.
You were thinking of Shane Wan. So it would have been very different if you went up to a different person, but we ended up with Barkha and Shoaib Akhtar. I had written something down before we did anything. Barkha, answer. The name that I thought we would end up with was Shoaib Akhtar. Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you. I'm Lawrence Magic.
Next one is Mayur.
श्रवण अरे भाई एक नंबर भाई मोमेंटम सिलेक्ट
एक एक बॉल आहे नाही दोन
Aslam Inamdar.
फेकून मारू नका मला मयूर
एक्साइटमेंट हो रहा है
हा जोमानी खेळतोय
मयूर जोमानी खेळतोय
Catch or
What is that?
दे ना बॉल बिल
ले ना भाई
नाइस बॉल
Thank you. Thank you so much.
कसं वाटलं बॉल टाकून खूप मजा आली
हा काय म्हणतो
काय नाही घरी येऊन करा बोल
थैंक यू सविता फॉर ट्राइंग कुछ नहीं यार हमने ऑलरेडी एड शूट कर लिया है इतना कुछ नहीं
यार तूने जिंकलो भी कर लिया है
correct? सगळे एवढे सिरियस आहेत की सगळ्यांना वाटतं की ते मॅच खेळायचं ऑल द बेस्ट
खूप चार्जर विसरतो आणि हे जर तुमची साईन नसेल याच्यावर तर मी कधीच कुठेच नाही
आता तो हा घरातून बाहेर काढणारच
नाही थँक्यू थँक्यू
थैंक यू सर
ऑल द बेस्ट
थैंक यू सर
चलो भाई चलो चलो काय कसं वाटलं भेटून नाही भेटला
भेटलो
कसा वाटला?
एकदम कडक
Content
गोट्या एकदम सगळ्या वर आलं सगळं एकदम नर्वस झालेलो.
चेक कर गेला खाली गेला.
खाली हात गेले आलो ना.
सो मित्रांनो आम्ही भेटलो जरा ब्लॉगचा शूट करून घेतो. सो आम्ही भेटलो सचिन सरांना त्यांचा 50th बर्थडेसाठी हा सगळा मेटानी घाट घातलेला. आम्ही खूप साऱ्या कॉन्सेप्ट दिल्या त्यांना, पण कारण की आमचं एक होतं की आम्हाला ॲज अ ग्रुपच करायचं आहे. इंडिव्हिज्युअल कॉन्सेप्ट्स आम्ही दिल्या नाहीत. ॲज अ ग्रुप आणि ॲज अ गँगच आम्हाला ते करायचं होतं व्हिडिओ, आणि त्याच्यामुळे आम्ही कॉन्सेप्ट दिल्या, पण ते सगळं कठीण बसत होतं कॅल्क्युलेशन सगळ्यांसोबत ते व्हिडिओ, आणि मग ऑलमोस्ट 4-5 कॉन्सेप्ट दिल्या, पण त्यांना त्या काही ना काहीतरी कुठल्या ना कुठल्या कॉन्सेप्टमध्ये वाटत राहिलं. तर मग आम्ही व्हिडिओ नाही केला, पण आम्ही भेटलो, छान फोटो काढला, आणि बाकी तर तुम्ही बघितलंच. येस, मजा आली. सचिन सरांना भेटणं, तर सचिनला भेटणं हे एक आहे यार, वेगळंच आहे.
I just feel it is important not to forget the reason, whatever we choose to be in life, what was the reason we started doing that, you know, because what happens with recognition, एक appreciation होता है, फिर उसके साथ once you've started performing well, and that applies to everyone, then expectations also grow. So sometimes there are unrealistic expectations. In all that, we forget what we want to be. At sort of, not given enough importance to, if one starts enjoying the game, results will follow. वो link कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा weak हुआ था. And just stepping away from what I was used to really helped me re-establish that, to keep that kid in me alive. So my advice would be that there'll be good moments for you, there'll be tough moments for you. So long as that kid is alive in you, you'll wake up the next morning and do what you like doing the most in life. We live our passion, and that's what I did. Never look at the watch. I've practiced for 3 hours. I need to go back home. I never did that. The biggest clock was my heart. It was all about satisfaction. The time I felt that okay, today's day has been a productive one. Because every morning when you leave home, I feel every individual should leave with some expectations. And when you come back home, you should come back with some experience which can only help you become a better person, the best version of yourself. Because when we start, in that competition, that rat race doesn't work, then you are following someone else's dreams. It is not your own dream, it is not what you want to be in life. That is really important. When you keep looking, someone sitting next to you, इसने ये किया है तो मुझे और कुछ करना चाहिए, but you forget your own path. Try and be what you want to be in life and look to excel there. Shots के बारे में बात की आसान.
Only the master can say that.
Don't quote me that. ये मैं मजाक कर रहा था. मजाक में आसान कह सकते हैं. Because it's hard work. I felt the importance of preparation. So before every match, we would sit together, plan how I was going to execute my plans the next day. ये practice होती है. Practice only initial part of any profession. It is all about quantity, and once you've mastered that, then it is about quality. Then you become a little smart. At least in our field, we need to be smart, because then over a period of time, there's a lot of wear and tear that your body undergoes, and then you, with your injuries and various things, niggles, you have to learn to manage. But one thing that this beautiful sport taught me was to prepare, to plan properly, to practice. Results were never guaranteed. There were occasions when I did not do well, but the game taught me to get back on my feet again and start moving forwards. And that applies to all professions. We never take shortcuts. There are going to be challenges along the way, but there is no obstacle, there is no hurdle which cannot be overcome. That's my advice to you. Message to you.